Once again, we find ourselves at the stairway, entering into Tartarus, but we take this handy-dandy teleporter over here instead. And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. Last time, well, obviously we returned to normalcy, but also a pretty cool thing that happened is that Fuka had also gotten her awakening. Now she has, let me see, can I get a better look at her persona? Let's see, persona, yes, she has Juno. Juno, isn't quite the same upgrade for Fuka that she is in Persona 3 FES and Portable. Although that's not to say that she doesn't have her good perks. Fuka's newly upgraded Theurgy Revelation has some pretty sweet effects it can do for you. In particular, if you trigger the healing effect of it, it can now fully restore HP, SP, and cure ailments all at once, which is very nice. If your team is fully buffed up and fully healed, she can also apply charge and concentrate to everybody. Just going over this again, just to make sure it's clear on what that does. I actually had to try really hard last time to remember to not throw out Fuka there, because we, at the time that I uploaded that previous Tartarus video, we had not actually seen her realization. I'm also going to switch up the party a little bit here. Let's go with Akihiko, and let's go with Aigis for this. Remember that this evening that Junpei could not make this Tartarus trip, so he's just going to be chilling. With that established, let's get back into exploration. Now, one thing that I really wanted to hit as soon as possible is level 54, and once I hit that, I probably am good to just move on with fighting enemies in Tartarus and mostly just stick to Monad. Sorry, Akihiko. He was venting about his trauma there. But once I've hit this, or once I've hit level 54, I can kind of ignore fighting for a bit in Tartarus and just go on to, ooh, hey, get this guy right here. May as well just keep this in. Why not? Why not? Of course, I immediately run into something where Koromaru would come in handy. That's not the end of the world, though. Let's hit this guy with a Zyonga. We can then pass it over to the Pro Tag, fire off a Maega with Black Frost there, and then take him out with an all-out attack. But yeah, I want to hit level 54 because that'll allow me to fuse something very, very important. It's important for two reasons. One, it'll be something that gets us Auto Masuku Kaja, which will just be a godsend to have once I fuse that into Kukulin. We can have an auto buffer with Life Aid that just hits our whole team with some really potent buffs here. Have Akihiko try to take that guy out, fail. Have the protagonist take this guy out, there we go. Slightly more success there. But yeah, very much looking forward to that. Lucky that we got the shuffle time there. That's tough, but I do want the more experience. Once I hit that level 54 for the protagonist, and there we go. Probably the first teleporter we come across, I'm going to travel back to the entrance. Or, if we're lucky here and get a great clock, I can probably use this as an opportunity to power up Yukari and Aigis. And hey! I planned that. Or perhaps the game just bent to my will there. Anyways, let's get over to that great clock. I am in a hurry. We'll just blow by all the shadows here. I could give that to Ken to rocket him up the protagonist level, but honestly, now that he has Divine Intervention, I don't really care too much about his levels all that much. Leave that guy for now. Let's just make our way to the Great Clock. Get that immediately. I'm gonna throw the level ups onto Aigis and Yukari. I may actually have to do a second Tartarus trip, depending on what calendar events are available for us, because I would like level Junpei up. But then again, I don't really plan to use him in the next full moon fight. So Yukari we want to hit, and then we want to give Aigis the hit of levels there. That'll help her out a ton. I'm gonna be using Ken pretty consistently for the rest of the night, so I'm not concerned about getting him the levels. Let me get Yukari into the party, and let me just go beat down something. We'll also see what Yukari has to say. How'd you enjoy the clock this time? Hey, just a sec. I'm actually feeling really good right now. If it's alright with you, I'd like to join you. And surprisingly, Aigis did not have anything to say there. Okay, let me get Yukari in, and let me just quickly pound something into the dirt. Oh, hey, this thing I was going to pound into the dirt is actually a new enemy also. So, while I'm thinking of it, this thing is weak to wind skills, and conveniently I have a Gorilla Gem just for this occasion. Well, okay, not for this occasion specifically, but it's convenient that I was able to have that on hand. Exactly one Gorilla Gem. I was actually really unfortunate to not get the first strike on this guy, kind of annoyingly. One other really nice thing now that I have Fuka has escape plan, I don't have to hope for a one-way teleporter to get Yukari out of the party, because I don't really plan to use her right now, and she's going to be made more than effective. Ooh, let me take that. Don't even care about the other cards. Free Montage+Mythical card, we'll gladly take that. Now we're getting a bunch of good stuff here. Gutterdyne for Yukari, gets this way sooner than she does in Persona 3 FES and Portable. Diarahan, I'm actually going to do something you probably wouldn't expect me to do here. I am going to drop Diarahan. I do not care about that. Diorama is more than enough healing. Over here, it gets some very good stuff for Aigis. Matador gonna make her a very valuable support. Heatwave, vastly prefer that over Swift Strike. That's going to be so much damage for her right now. This is looking pretty good. I might honestly want to get a strike boosting accessory for Aigis to carry alongside with the one that Akihiko has. Alright, but as I was saying, now we can have Fuka just egress us out of here, get Akihiko right back in the party, and then continue on. But there's actually something I want to do on the ground floor first. I'm going to take Rangda and fuse it with Ganesha, who I plan to pull back out of the compendium, but this is going to allow us to create Siegfried. Siegfried has Auto Masuku Kaja, and he has one other very, very important thing for us. What do I want to take onto him? I guess I'll take this Matador Kaja. Gigantic Fist just for the coverage. Actually, might actually be able to bypass Ganesha if I take that, because I only really wanted him for the Gigantic Fist. Let me think here. Take this Endure, and let's take this single target boost here, and let's get him fused. I might end up having to pull him back out of the compendium, but yeah, Siegfried is just going to be super helpful for us. Auto Masuku Kaja, and I keep alluding to the one other thing that makes this guy super important to fuse. Let's just get his other stuff in here. Obviously, I'm going to fuse him right into Kukulin. Hey, crit rate amp. That is another fantastic thing there. There it is. I was saying, I'm actually going to get rid of Endure. I want that over that. Let's see, and Brave Blade. We will take that as well. Let me see. Might have to retool his skill set. You know what? Honestly, I actually think, let's drop a Gigantic Fist here. Let's get this guy. Yeah, he comes with Slash Amp also. Get the Nibelung Ore, but that's not the only thing. Let's back out here.
You finished?
Oh, you appear to be harboring a new potential. The personas you've acquired are resonating with one another, elevating you to greater heights. Check this out. Scarlet Havoc. If you've fused Mithra and... or is it Mithras? Well, whatever. And Siegfried, you get Scarlet Havoc. Severe slash damage to all foes that ignores resistance, and Siegfried is perfectly teed up for using it. I'm actually going to do some carding to retool his skill list once we get out of here. While I'm thinking of it, I am actually... oh, god damn it. Sorry, the way the menus are redone in this version really confuses me sometimes. I'm so used to FES and Portable, because I played those versions by far more. But yeah, I'm going to card up Siegfried to get him kitted out for dealing just pure slash damage. So let me take care of all that stuff, and also we'll be fusing him into Kukulin. Actually, I'm going to be doing a bunch of team revision real quick, so hold on. Alright, I wasn't expecting to run into so many interesting things right at the start of this video. That was some intense fusing. Incidentally, I didn't actually have to pull Ganesha back out of the compendium, because the Hecaton Kairis I created from fusing Kukulin and Siegfried came with Heatwave, so I've got that covered now. Indeed, Akihiko. Now that Aigis has access to Heatwave, her damage has gone up tremendously, and that's only going to get better once she starts picking up better Pierce skills, too. Because Aigis does definitely favor Pierce skills for her output. Hey, another Monad door. I'm really hoping that's a new one. I will definitely be just skipping over previously seen Monad bosses, and this is how broken the level curve is kind of in Reload, is we are just playing the game completely normally, and a lot of the enemies are just afraid of us already. I'm not going out of my way to overlevel or something, but you just pull so far ahead of the enemies in this game because the level curve... Hey, and it is indeed the last new Monad boss. I'm ready, Akihiko. Let's go for it. I actually really hope we get an opportunity to show off Scarlet Havoc, because due to it being just a piercing skill, we are just so good to go on that. Let's go for Matar Kaja on Aigis. This is a beautiful support assistance that Aigis gives us now. Oh, this is going to work out poorly for this guy once it gets around to the protagonist's turn. Let's see here. We'll just have Akihiko go for a Zionga here, because I don't know what this thing is or isn't vulnerable to. One downside of the lineup revision here is that We don't have Mitsuru in, so... excuse me. I don't have her to just easily hit this thing with... Rakunda, so I do have to cover that myself now. I do have some Atrophying Sutras that could do it for me. Here comes the Scarlet Havoc. Pretty good damage. Now imagine if that got a crit. Let's see here. We'll scan this thing. Oh, Fuka is out of SP there. Not a big deal. Okay, blocks strike skills. Here comes a Deathbound, and very convenient switch for me there because Siegfried just completely no-sells that. Unfortunately, I just have to trial and error my way through this thing's weakness now, so bit unfortunate, but not a big deal. If it even has a weakness, not a big deal if it doesn't. We'll hit it with the Kogaon here. And since Scarlet Havoc is off the table now, let's switch over to Black Frost here, get our Bufodines laid out. This thing's not immune to ice, at least I don't think it is, and it is not, so we can use that as an option. We'll try and blast it with a Pierce skill, and hey, that is a hit for us. We should be able to finish this guy off before he gets a chance to go. Actually, you know what? Good opportunity to show off Akihiko's new theurgy, Electric Onslaught. Very nice. Once you stack Elect Boost, Elect Amp, and Buff Amp on Akihiko with Tarukaja, that can actually deal some pretty solid damage. Oh, right. I will definitely want to funnel as much experience into Siegfried as I can. In fact, I may even want to put in a temporary growth 3 for him once I'm able to duplicate that card, just so he can get experience really easily and I can get that Slash Amp. That'll be so helpful. It'll just make him a fantastic user of Scarlet Havoc. One thing to note is that we have Crit Rate Amp on him. Crit Rate Amp and Crit Rate Boost do not stack with each other. Very important thing to know. They overwrite each... Crit Rate Amp overwrites Crit Rate Boost if you have both of them. However, one thing that is worth noting is that Apt Pupil and the Crit Rate Boosting skills do stack with each other. And I was lucky enough to get a card for Crit Rate Boost, or rather Apt Pupil. So once I'm able to dupe that, I can also stack those skills. He's going to be very specialized. Oh, and hey, this is actually a new Strong Shadow. I was not sure if that was the case. Let's hit this thing with a Heat Wave and see how that goes for us. Not that great. Oh, you know, I actually forgot to, we better take this seriously. I forgot to top off Fuka's SP there, and just in such a hurry to get back into the game. So Fuka is working a little under capacity there. Let's see if Kogaon does anything for us. Nope. We'll go for, you know what, since it's just such an effective thing, I'm not too concerned about what this thing might be able to do to us. Let's see, Deathbound and Elect skills, nothing that Siegfried is worried about. We'll go for the Brave Blade here. If we're lucky, we'll get a crit. Unfortunately, not so lucky. It's going for the Elect Break here. I'm not too concerned about that. In fact, because Ken's SP is so low, once it gets around to his turn, I'm actually going to have him use Divine Intervention. Here comes the Mazionga. Again, nothing too concerning there. Aegis is weak to that, but we've made sure that our defenses are thoroughly stacked up. And Aegis took the dive there, but again, that's not going to matter too much. So let's hit this thing with the Gigantic Fist. And remember that in addition to making our party effectively immortal, Divine Intervention also has a revive component to it. So this will put Aegis right back on her feet, ready to go for more combat. Maybe not super willing, but she is able to go for more combat. Having actually pretty bad luck here with the Brave Blades. That is a pretty high crit rate skill. This thing is just going to have that bounce right back at it. It is immune, so nothing too helpful to us there. But hey, sometimes it might work out for us. Yeah, that is one of the unfortunate things about Makara Karn, is that so many things use magics that they are functionally immune to, so bouncing the magic back at them often doesn't really do too much for you for the purpose of winning. Let me see. I'll go for more experience here. Not super hard up for money, and in fact, if I just run into a few more rare forms and kill them, we'll probably have all the money we need for a while. Having that Devil card to just give us double dropped items is so helpful. Let's see, we're currently on the 158th floor, but there's a strong presence on a floor not too high above us. That doesn't seem to be a set pattern for where the gatekeepers are. Let's focus on one at a time. Indeed, Fuka, indeed. I'll go for that locked chest over there. I'll hit this enemy just to see if there's anything new. And indeed it is. We've got some regal mothers over here. And this is actually something that my bestiary covers. So let's see, they are weak to electric. We'll just have Aegis go with the heat wave here. See if we get the crit, and we did. Now that we have a actually really powerful physical move, Aegis's Fizz Amp is going to be coming super in handy. Let's pass this over to Akihiko. He's got, maybe it actually would be worth to pass it over to Ken. Get that Divine Intervention charged up again. I'm gonna try to not abuse that too much, but you know, why not make use of it when you are able to? And just switch over to my handy-dandy Seiryu, who is set up for as much magical coverage as I can afford to have. And he's got Life Aid, so I just get a little refund on top of that. Actually, at this point, the protagonist's SP is high enough that Life Aid is just fully offsetting all of my SP expenditure here, provided I'm not, like, doing, like, 3 Bufudines in a single fight. It's pretty good, it's pretty good.
Nice! That went well!
Alright, so I do want to pop this lock chest here, because if we're lucky, we might get another great clock. I'm not going to hold my breath for that, but I would definitely love to get that if we could. Didn't, let's just immediately go to the next floor here. Wonderful thing about getting those monad doors cleared is that you just can immediately travel to the next floor. And I'm mostly just going to focus on working towards the next floor. Anything good that I see, like if I see a chest that, oh right, before I forget, that Snuff Soul reminded me, let's get Fuka just topped off on SP. Let's see. We've got our soul spinaches. Hey, fresh from the garden there. We'll give her a large soul spinach, something that she grew herself. Good work, Fuka. Got another new enemy here. Let's see. These are, what are these? These are the magical maguses, I think. They are weak to strike type damage, which means they are about to have a really bad day. Oh, okay, these are not the maguses I was thinking of. These are wondrous maguses. Whoopsie. Let's see here. They're probably weak to fire. We'll have Akihiko go for the Mazionga regardless. See if that works out for us. It didn't. Ken, just go for a physical attack here. If we're lucky, you'll get a crit. We weren't that lucky, so I'm not overly pressed about that. Marajion here. And honestly, Seiryu is kind of the ideal user for this, because he's also immune to ice skills. So good stuff there, good stuff. Motorcycle. Always when I'm doing something. I'm sure they're having a good time, though. It's actually a pretty nice day out. In real life, in my area, it's actually going to be pretty rainy tomorrow, so gotta get in those motorcycle rides while you can. Mitsuru is probably thinking the same thing. Hey, we'll send Ken off to scout. We got nothing else going on here, so that'll just get us right, the doorway opened right up. He swiped the chest right out from under me, not letting me even see what it had. For shame, Ken, for shame. It's okay. He's cleared out most of the map for us, or not cleared out, but he's explored a good chunk of the map for us. Seems like y'all met up safely. Thank you for scouting ahead. Indeed, indeed. My thoughts exactly, Fuka. Let's see, we got another strong shadow over there. Do I want to take it on? They're really not worth the effort, honestly, so I wouldn't recommend going for it. I will go for that rare chest, though. Who knows? And hey, there's another gem chest over there as well, so it's worth it to check this out. And hey, another new enemy here, Conviction Swords, yeah, these are Conviction Swords. I think this one is in my bestiary. I really need to update this thing. This one does not have everything. These things are weak to dark. Okay, we'll go for a heat wave here, see if we get a lucky crit. Probably not, but you never know. Okay, we did not, let's just have Akihiko. Honestly, I don't need him to do anything. We'll let it get to Ken's turn, and we'll have him use a... Oh, wow! Okay, never mind. Change of plan. We're just gonna pass it right over to the protagonist here. We're going to use just a couple Agas here to knock these guys on their rear ends, get the all-out attack, and that'll be wonderful for us. One thing I have to note is that Aegis is continually losing HP there, so I do need to be mindful to heal her. Fortunately, I do have a persona that has Medea Rama. Well, actually, no, that was Ganesha. I was going to say I had a persona with Medea Rama and Divine Grace on protagonist, but I neglected to pull him back out because I didn't really need him. Don't need a Quetzalcoatl. Although, actually, my persona stock is... got some empty spaces. You should always have a full stock when exploring, just for fusion material. Always a good idea to have that. Get those topazes there. We definitely need tons of gems for item trading, so always a good idea to grab as many of those as possible. Got a ton of treasure over here, so let's make our way around these big areas. Whenever you see these big areas, you always have tons of good items waiting for you. I could really use some more money, actually, and there we go. The game is obliging me. I should probably break some more of these pedestals as I come across them, just for the chance to get treasure, but, yeah, no. I don't always make well-advised decisions. Okay. With that taken care of, we can continue on this way. We'll just let this guy be. You don't have to kill everyone, you know? Must we really be so violent all the time? Honestly, it's, you know, these recording sessions just go kind of long, so I try to minimize the amount of combat that I'm getting into. Oh, hey, it's actually, I don't think we've ever seen this. I just finished that enemy off, and we've got another one inbound. That's because they were so close together. There are actually chain encounters in this game. Doesn't come up too often. Nice. That's the nice thing about having the auto Masuku Kaja and the buff boost on Akihiko is that sometimes he just gets those nice, clean dodges. We'll definitely want to have Ken use a Mei diorama here. I might want to have Fuka use a Revelation next time Ken's turn comes around, so that he can, of course, get his SP restored, or at least have a chance to. Always take those opportunities when you get them, and sometimes Fuka is pretty gracious about doing that for you. Probably not going to get all my SP back for this encounter. Wasn't really planning to comment on this encounter, but I did want to show off that little thing there, and obviously I did the transition to get to that point. But yeah, chain encounters don't happen very often in this game. Every now and again, though, you'll see them. Could be a good opportunity for some experience. Almost would have been worth it to switch over to Siegfried and do, what was it? Scarlet Havoc. But we didn't get the wand card there, so nothing going on that. But yeah, I was right. That was good experience. You do have to remember, though, in this version of the game, it's divided into by 4. Alright, oof, these guys might be tricky.
Please be careful.
Okay, I will be. Let's quickly make a save. I don't think this means less damage taken and more opportunities to... Oh, what's that? 11 floors away. I'm sensing another border floor. Still a ways off. Might be best for you to return. Let's actually make a save real quick. Alright, I went for a lineup change for this fight. We're bringing in Yukari and Kodomaru, and we're gonna see if we can do anything kind of cool with these guys. The enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. I'm always ready, Fuka. Now that we have just an auto team buffer with auto Madaraku Kaja and auto Masuku Kaja, we are just always prepared going into battles. If you're not gonna move, then we'll make you. Well said, Yukari, well said. We need to get these guys the heck out of our way. Let's see here. I honestly am kind of tempted to use Revolution, but maybe not. Let's play it a little bit smarter than that. Now, I don't have Akihiko in here, so I don't have his ability to Matarunda the enemy, which is already proving to be a little unfortunate. Let's have Yukari top us off. I probably should have done that before the fight started, but you know, I don't always make good decisions like that. Okay, here comes a Mazuyanga, and wow, I picked, like, statistically the worst team possible for this. That's a disaster and a half. That's okay, that's okay. We have options for working around this.
Second wind, as they say.
As they say. Okay, let's get our Madaraku Kaja back up there. That is very unfortunate. Like I said, about the worst thing we could expect to see. Let me see here. Fortunately, I do have options to work against that. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, my Matarunda option... no, I got this right here. Good thing I remembered to take that. Alright. I make good decisions every now and again. This is not necessarily one of them. Okay, let's scan these guys, see if we got anything to work with in weaknesses, and we do. Probably could have guessed that. What I'm going to do here is I am going to... Good question. What am I going to do here? I think the smart thing to do, let's use this first aid kit medium. Get some HP restoration going on, everybody. If these things do Tarukaja again, that helps out for us. Okay, no, that's also fine. Let's see. And yeah, they don't have any buffs in place. Now we can have Yukari finally get an opportunity to put her wind magic to use. It's been a while since she's had an opportunity to do this. Okay, let me think. What I want to do here...
Just stay right. I have to do this.
Just thinking carefully, that one. Let's see if we can't dizzy this guy right here. Would be nice if we got that lucky. Not counting on it, though. And I didn't get that luck there, but that's fine, that's fine. Another Mazionga coming out, so this is probably, yeah, gonna get another turn for that guy. Unfortunately, we've just got two opportunities to just eat crap there. Okay, next up, what I want to do, they're immune to Pierce attacks, but otherwise that is it. You know what? I'm actually going to send Aegis into Orgia mode here. That eliminates us having to worry about them getting the one more on the weakness from Aegis, meaning that only Yukari has to dodge. That'll get us some good damage going there. Next up, I'm going to have the protagonist. Let me see here. You know what? I'm actually, I kind of want to lower their defense, but I think I'm just going to go right into the Scarlet Havoc, because we got that one dizzied right there. And our attack power is brought all the way up, so let's go into the Scarlet Havoc here. And I'm probably mostly going to stick to Scarlet Havoc as my main beat stick theurgy, unless, like, we're dealing with something that's weak to ice. It's just such a good option. Okay, yeah, that guy is dizzied, so we no longer have to worry about him. What I'm going to do here with Koromaru... Not really anything. We'll just have him do Igaon on this guy over here. What I'll do when Yukari's turn comes around is I'll have her use her Cyclone Arrow on the one that isn't knocked down.
You better watch it.
And then I would love it if Aegis, you could do shift to her while she's in Orgia mode, but unfortunately the game knows full well that would be way too effective, so it does not allow that. I'm impressed how I managed to bring the worst team possible to this fight. I will say. That was very well planned for me. You never know sometimes. Unless you look it up in a guide, you're not going to know what you're going to be seeing in the upcoming fight. It's going for Concentrate, but that's honestly fine. We've got this on lock. Here comes a Heat Wave from Aegis. Check out the damage this does. Beautiful, beautiful. Gotta love it, gotta love it. If we could get Power Howling going on that, that would also just be so good. You know what? Quetzalcoatl will just finish it off for us. You're not exactly the best suited for this, but you have Gotterdine. Works out, alright. Oh, you know what? I should have stayed on Siegfried. He would have gotten a lot of experience there. Would've, could've, should've. Enemy Shadow eliminated. Way to go, everyone. Let's keep it up, Ann. Oh, hold that thought, Yukari-chan. Are those blisters on your hands? What? How could you tell? Yeah, they're just a little bit blistered. I can still shoot fine, though. Okay, don't push yourself too hard, though, Yukari. And indeed, we're gonna send Yukari back. I agree. Fortunately, it doesn't seem too bad right now. But I can wrap your hands with some bandages if blisters are bothering you. Gotcha. Thanks, Fuka. I get this feeling you've been looking out for us more than usual lately. Really? I'm glad I could do at least that much. After all, my role here is to support everyone. Shall we get going, leader? Indeed, indeed. Let me get Akihiko and Ken back in the party, and then we'll continue on. You know, one funny thing is that the Fusion Request series to create Siegfried actually required Endurer to be on him, and I just carelessly discarded it, but that's okay. I can just make another Siegfried later in the game, honestly. Oh man, I keep forgetting. I have a bunch of incenses that I haven't been using. Let's pop this open and then think about who we could use them on. See a Tetrajammer here? Let me look at it, Akihiko. Don't be too eager. Don't be too eager. It could be worse than your Fiery Vest. Like, the Fiery Vest lets you evade ice. Yeah, absolutely. That would be just a downgrade for him. How's that compared to my Daft Jacket? I have Nullify Fear. Let's see, armor that enables the survival of an insta-kill attack with 1 HP. I think that, honestly, like, the main thing I want fear immunity for is protection against Ghastly Whale, so that honestly works out just as fine. Alright, continuing on. Let me take a look at my incenses real quick. We also got a Monad door over there, so we'll make our way over to that. Ooh, rare form, rare form. Let's take this guy out first.
A new skill.
Hey, after that fight, Akihiko now has Masuku Kaja. Actually, a very, very good pickup. Will be super helpful for keeping that online on our whole party.
Keep going.
I'm okay, but I do feel a bit worn out.
Oh, you're fine, Ken. Let me take care of this Monad door real quick. Alright, with that Monad door taken care of, we can now get back to exploration. Want to grab this gem chest here, as always. We'll definitely want plenty of silver quartz coming up. There's just so many good things that we can trade for that. There's another strong presence guarding the way to the border floor. Still a ways away, but we will want to be ready regardless. Indeed, indeed. Always pays to be prepared. I'm gonna go for that lock chest. I could just move on, but I would actually like to get that lock chest if possible, just for the opportunity that it could produce a grand clock. One thing that was kind of unfortunate there is the blue light.
That treasure chest looks pretty rare.
Man, there's so many dialogue happening while I'm trying to talk. That blue light made me think that one pedestal was a enchanted brooch. What does that do? That blue light on the teleporter made me think that one pedestal was twilight fragments, but unfortunately not the case. Okay, let's see. Enchanted brooch, reduced magic damage, general damage reduction against most attack types in the game. Not terrible, but not something I really care about. I definitely lean towards preferring the offensive-oriented accessories. It just feels much better to me to maximize punishment for the enemy, and you can use just buffs, debuffs, barriers, all that stuff to cover your defensive needs. That's why I like Ken so much in this version of the game. Even though he's kind of boring to use, like, it's just so effective to set up barriers on your entire team, even without divine intervention. I actually really enjoy using Makarakaran as a means to patch out weaknesses, provided I don't have anything better, and often I don't. Oh, hey, another new enemy here. This is a mighty Cyclops. Don't really have any good insight to what he might have, so we'll just go for the Getsue on the Distress and hopefully hit him with good damage. No good damage there. Let's go for a Gigantic Fist, and hey, very fortunate. It's either a crit or a weakness. It is indeed a crit. Akihiko really comes into his own as a fighter once he has buff boost online. Just imagine how he's going to do once he has a buff amp. Gigantic Fist is also just such a good addition to his arsenal. It's a really powerful move. Ooh, nice. Can get some experience for Michiguji there. Always a good idea to get those experience boosting duplicate cards for your Personae. Just does a lot for them. No strike. Ooh, that's a tough decision. Kind of want to keep Vile Assault, but I'm gearing this guy towards just lightning casting anyway, so I'll pass on it. There are many other things that can get me that. We don't have any monad floors on here, or more monad doors on here, so I can freely send Akihiko off to find the stairs for us and just continue on. Remember, once you send somebody to scout, they immediately make their way towards the stairs. There you are. I went ahead and scouted the area. Here, take this. I picked it up while I was looking around. And get a whole bunch of money and some treasures. Seems like y'all met up safely. Thank you for scouting ahead. Hey, another monad door. It actually makes things nice and convenient for me because I can just keep using those monad doors in order to keep traveling to the succeeding floors. There is a chest over here. I would just like to grab this. Always take the opportunity to grab any chests that are just right by you, especially when they have good stuff like my Basudi gems. And in general, I just need more money. Like, I'm down to 83k. Obviously, I have plenty to sell, but more money, you know, money maxing. We want to do that. While I was going through that door, Fuka rolled an SP restore for me, so everybody is more or less topped off, just like they were when they started the night. That is what is so wonderful about Fuka's Theurgy, is that it just allows you to keep your party completely fresh with just a little bit of luck involved. The roaming shadows seem to spawn without limit. I hope we're able to cut them off at the source. Oh, if only, Fuka, if only. Let me see here. I don't really care about any of these treasure chests. They're just normal treasure chests. Don't really care about dealing with these small fries either, so we'll just blow right past them. We'll do a little bit more exploring here, since we don't actually know where the stairs are.
That was a good workout.
Indeed, Akihiko, indeed. Whoops, I accidentally cut him off by opening the chest. I am so prone to that. Hey, Twilight fragment pedestal over there. And not just a teleporter making me think that it is. There we go. That is what's so wonderful about the Devil card. Honestly, because it doubles the Twilight fragments you get from those pedestals, that alone makes the Devil card worth taking. But the fact that it also doubles all drop treasures from the enemies, I'll admit, I vastly underestimated the Devil card's value on my first playthrough. It is so good. It makes us so much richer. Let me see here. I don't want to get into any fights with those guys. Just looking for the monad door so that I have a full lay of the land here.
Oh, guess it's time to move on.
Indeed, indeed. I'm still waiting to clue in the weaknesses for those Cyclopses. I'll get it eventually. Anyways, over here, monad door. Let me take care of this. For the record, I found out that that Emperor Beetle one is weak to fire, making the fight considerably easier once I knew that. Anyway, is there anything I really care to get on these floors? There's a few treasures over there, but honestly, I'm kinda set on stuff. The only thing I'd like to see is maybe another rare form. Ooh, hey, there aren't any enemies on this floor, but there is a teleporter. Strong presence awaits us on the next floor. How about stopping here for now? Well, I am going to save the game, but I think it's time to do a good old-fashioned one-shot here. So we're going to save here, but we are going to do everything coming up in one shot. All the bosses, and there are multiple, and the Monad passage. However, let's get to the remaining boss for Persona 3 FES and Portable first. Starting things off in Persona 3 FES, as is the norm, before we get into the boss, I would just like to point out that I turned in the Sengoku-era helm, but forgot to demonstrate the text and the subsequent reward for doing so in this version of the game. But thankfully, the difference in text between Elizabeth of FES and Reload isn't that significant. We can see Theo's text later. What is more important is that the reward is 5 bead chains. I've been kind of lacking in bead chains up to this point in Persona 3 FES, so I'm very appreciative of having more, especially since, well, actually, we do have Media Rahan now, but it'll be a while before somebody besides the protagonist can use it. Well, actually, now that I have Media Rahan on the protagonist, bead chains aren't that useful. I'm just so used to them being useful in other versions because it gives everybody a form of full party healing. Anyways, before we get into the fight, I've got Take Mikazuchi. I don't really care too much. Take Mikazuchi for a very specific purpose. I don't care too much about the protagonist setup past that. I'm going with Gibalg and the Vayu Bracers because the upcoming boss is immune to fire. I do have Junpei set up with Leviathan, but he's not going to be able to do anything to the boss with it because of that reason. It shouldn't be too big a deal, though. I'll also want to make sure I have let's see, I think it would be a good idea to start with Thor, actually, just to get the Auto Mataru on my team. Then I can switch to someone with Maraku Kaja after. Though honestly, that also should not be too necessary for the upcoming fight, and you'll see why. Yet another Hulk Hogan. No major party changes, aside from what I specifically drew attention to, so let's get right into it.
Strength. This won't be easy.
It could be very easy depending on what happens, because with Thor and Take Mikazuchi, we are finally able to use Thunder Call, a very powerful fusion spell. It is a multi-targeting lightning spell that deals heavy elect damage and shocks all foes. And when it says shocks all foes, it means shocks all foes. It works 100% of the time, which was relatively balanced in Persona 3 Vanilla, where shock was not 100% crit rate. But in Persona 3 FES, they buffed it, and this was retained for Portable, so that it is 100% crit rate. Now, what's important to note is that, unfortunately, Junpei is not next in line after the protagonist. If he was, I could have Junpei tap this boss with a slash attack to knock him down. That would make Thunder Call super effective here, but unfortunately Junpei is dead last in the turn order. The game trying to mess with me. Maybe I could have brought somebody else, because this boss is immune to all other physical damage types, so we want to be pretty particular about how we got this set up. I think I will just have Junpei and Akihiko go for heal and support to start out. Akihiko's just going to stay on heal and support, and let me see. What I want to do here is, I will actually switch to Cert here, not because he's going to be able to use Agidyne on this thing, but because he will make me immune to any fire spells this thing can do, though as you could imagine, it mostly sticks to physical attacks. So let's just hit it with the Bio Bracers Gibalg. Ken's isn't quite as impressive as the protagonist at this point, due to lacking Personae that have, or just lacking as much strength in general, but he'll get there eventually, don't worry. Ooh, spicy! Junpei, I actually would have liked it if you, did something to get me up there. Raypatra would have been much preferred. That's okay, though. We're in a bit of a rough spot because of what happened, but it is perfectly within manageable parameters. What we're going to do here is we're going to have Ken, we're going to have him go to heal the support so that he'll revive Akihiko, and we are going to make use of our attack mirrors for the first time in a long while. We got plenty for this fight. Yeah, Deathbound critting there, definitely an unfortunate thing to have to deal with, but I'm not overly concerned about it. Akihiko might get taken out by the boss here, but it's not a big deal if he does. Ken can just bring him right back, and he decided to do something stupid there to my benefit. Junpei's going to go for the Maraku Kaja. I should have taken him off of heal and support. That, is again, is okay. Within parameters. With how things are developing right now, I'm gonna have Junpei go to full assault again. Ken back to full assault. I'm going to bring out Throne here, since he has maybe Rahan, to get the party fully back on their feet. We have Maraku Kaja in effect, and once it gets around to Akihiko's turn, he'll probably make the correct decision and Tarunda the boss this time. Secunda could also help out. Okay, yes, there he goes with the Tarunda. Ma Tarunda now. He doesn't get to pick and choose between single and multi-targeting now, but that is okay because the multi-targeting debuffs aren't that expensive in this version of the game. Yeah, go ahead and just do that on the character who's not too badly impacted by that. Unfortunately, Junpei is deciding to be really obnoxious here. The boss also has high counter, and the AI refuses to attack anything that has high counter just because of the off chance that they will just knock something back. Let me try sending him to knockdown instead to see if that overrides that exception in his AI. Anything else I really want to do? Not really, so let's go for the assault here. I could set up a Mataru Kaja on the team. As you can see, because I was using Throne there, my strength was much more in line with Ken, so I probably should have switched back to Cert there, but I was just eager to get the assault back up. Here comes another power charge from the boss. I'm not too concerned about that, as long as the protagonist... Okay, yeah, he's just flatly refusing to do it. Unfortunate, but it's something we can live with. I probably should have kept Junpei off of Leviathan here. I just didn't know he was gonna flatly refuse to attack the thing. Let's get him back on heal support over here. While I'm thinking of it, we'll get Cert back in. His strength is so high just because I've been feeding those arcade games and some cards into him, so it deals really great damage against the boss. Here comes another Rakunda from Akihiko, which will help us out a ton for keeping up on damaging this guy. Alright, do some good damage there, Ken. Okay, he's going for another Vile Assault, and thankfully he decided to target somebody who just completely walled it out. Yeah, Attack Mirror's very good for this fight, helps us out a ton. Akihiko is off-cycle for getting Maraku Kaja refreshed, but that is far from a big deal. We've got this guy on the ropes now.
Don't overdo it.
Akihiko just giving Ken a quick top off there. Nothing too necessary though, and Ken will go in for the kill. Not too bad. The fight could have gone a little bit more cleanly. I probably should have used an attack mirror on the first turn, but I wanted to see what he would do. One nice thing about defeating this boss here is we get a Wand of King. Also pick up another level up for the protagonist. Very helpful. We'll take care of the remainder of the bosses first, but we will be cutting back to FES eventually to go over what I'd like to accomplish for the night. Off-screen, though, I'm going to get to the next border floor, and then I am going to detail what I would like to accomplish before I leave Tartarus within my own gameplay.
It's powerful, but we can attack first.
Alright, we've actually got a new enemy here that I wasn't able to find in FES. I looked and looked and looked for it, but I'm gonna have to splice in my encounter with it in Persona 3 Portable. This guy is the Mighty Cyclops, and he has the misfortune of being a fire-weak enemy. Now, in Persona 3 Portable, that's not really that big a deal to me. I don't have Cert yet. I'm not even actually high enough level to fuse him at the point in this recording, but I will have him before I get out of here, and he's not too big a deal either way. He is a decently high-level enemy, though, so if I'm lucky, I could get some good experience off of him, but I was not so lucky, so whatever. I hadn't actually gotten Lachesis in this version of the game anyway. While I'm at it, I also got all the gold rings necessary here. Let's just see what Theo says. Thank you. The Wondrous Magus is a tough foe, is it not? And yeah, it's the same exact thing that Elizabeth says, and we get a similar monetary reward, though it is a little less necessary for me at this point in Portable, since I'm not going to be doing as many compendium purchases, and just all the equipment I've been getting is going to sell for a lot more. And here we are with the Portable boss fight. Now, in a bit of an unusual turn for this LP thus far, I'm actually recording this Portable segment before the FES segment, even though I'm including it in the video after the FES segment. So this section is just going to be rife for incongruous commentary. One thing I can gloat about, though, in the meanwhile, is not only do I finally have Cert in Portable, because of skill cards, I can make him a lot better. Not only do I have Cool Breeze, I've got Auto Tarukaja and Auto Sukukaja on him, so I don't have to sacrifice the effects of a speed enhancer, and I get even more damage on top of it. Good stuff, good stuff. Of course, this guy is still immune to fire, so that doesn't really help me that much there, but it is what it is. I'm probably just gonna go with a similar thing here, playing relatively defensive. Though I don't really think I'll need the extra HP here. Yeah, we should be all fine. What I'm going to do here is going to be very dependent on the turn order that I get. So let's get into the fight and see what happens.
Its arcana is strength. This won't be easy.
Alright, very important. Okay, yes, the boss is going after the FEMC, so I can't employ the strategy that I was hoping to employ, which is using Thunder Call on it to shock it and deal some good damage that way. Instead, we're just gonna, let's see here, what do I want to do, actually? We'll go with Ares here, and actually bulk up everybody's attack, because ideally, I'm not gonna let myself get hit by a single attack from this boss. I plan on doing something pretty similar to how I was handling this fight in FES, or how I'm going to assume that I'm gonna handle this in FES. That's not a big deal there. I actually kind of prefer it if he does that anyways. I'll go for the Masuku Kaja on everyone. It won't affect the FEMC, but it'll still be just a little bit more evasion for everybody besides her. Let's blast off with Bufala here and start getting this boss's HP chipped away at. I don't really think I need to bother with healing off that little bit of damage there. We're still sitting pretty at this point. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good damage there, and let me see. I just want to make sure I'm not on something that is weak to fire. I could just use Cert for the protection there, but I don't think that'd really be necessary, so let's see. Nandi is weak to fire, Thoth is not though, so we'll bring him out and just fire off with Ziongas. Not that the potential shock there would really be that big a deal, but you never know, you never know. Oh hey, speaking of shock, if Aegis was going next, that might actually mean something. Let's see here, Aegis, I've got her on the railgun again, since, ooh, high counter, little bit of unfortunate situation you can't really account for there. High counter has a 20% chance of reflecting the attack, so it's a little unlucky to see that go through, but not also super unexpected. All truth be told, all truth be told. I do wish I had a stronger Elementalist at this point than Cert, but it's not going to be for a little bit until we get that. At this point on the calendar, I have not maxed out the Chariot social link yet, so I don't actually have access to Thor by proxy of Rio. I can just undo, oh, and he blocks it anyway. I did not know you could, proc high counter on an immunity. Okay, that's, interesting to know there. I should probably scan this guy so I know what exactly bounces off of him. We'll hit him with, another, Garula here. Should do some pretty good damage. And like I said, I can just undo his Ma Rakunda with the, Ma Rakukaja. So let's just go ahead and do that. Want to bring out Thoth for this. Oh, I'm already on him. Never mind, never mind. I'm paying a huge amount of attention here, as you can see. Yeah, there's not really anything too special to say about this guy in Persona 3 Portable. If I had a better turn order, I could get this going a little bit faster. Alright, just out of curiosity, I just want to check here. Is he immune to every physical type? Doesn't look like Slash goes off, but he is immune to Strike and Pierce. Okay. Anyway, since Aegis is by far our weakest link here, she can be the one to up the attack mirror for us, since we have that level of choice in Persona 3 Portable. Not something we're really afforded in FES, but something we're perfectly capable of doing in this game. All of our attack buffs are starting to slide off, but that's not the end of the world there. Just means the Bufalas are a little bit weaker. Get used to every boss in Tartarus going forward not having an exploitable weakness at this point. You're not going to get that easy of a ride anymore. Let's bring out Ares and bring up the Ma Tarukaja. And honestly, I should probably have him plop down the Rakunda as well, since the FEMC, due to Cert being completely walled out and me not having any better options, I really should just stick to doing the debuffs there. Yeah, he is immune to that, so he's just gonna bounce right off of him. Not a big deal here. Make sure we're not missing here. We'll get the Masuku Kaja going. Any physical attacks this guy deigns to throw out are just gonna be bounced right back at him. Ideally, he throws out like a Blade of Fury or something to kill himself, but I don't actually know offhand what the exact spread of skills he has is. We should have this fight in the bag pretty quickly, though. Do I even want to bother with the Rakunda at this point? Yeah, I'll bother with the Rakunda. I'll bother as much as I please. As long as he doesn't have a power charge up, I'm not too concerned about what he might do. He's going for another Malracunda here. That's fine, that's fine. I can just bounce right back to this off and undo that. Let's see if Igus can't get lucky and get a critical fatal end here. Probably not, but yeah, probably not. But, you know, always worth the shoot for. Mitsuru is going to blow that damage right out of the water. Fatal end is long since past the end of its rope here, so it's not that helpful. But yeah, not too complicated. Yeah, I'm imagining he's going to have shown off a more diverse array of skills in this version than he did in FES. With that taken care of, you know what? I'm feeling this team. We're gonna go for it. I've been using a lot of consistent picks like Igus recently, so I think it would be nice if we mixed it up a little bit and go with these guys. Powerful enemy up ahead. Please be careful. I'm sorry, Fuka. I am just... Is there an echo in here, or is it just me? You may have expected this, but there are strong presences on both this floor and the next one. Get past here first. We've got these guys in the bag. I'm honestly not too concerned about what these guys might do. Maybe I should be. The enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. Actually, I do want to make sure that Fuka is topped off on SP. I've been a little bad about that. She's not too terrible, but let's use just 10 soul drops on her. That should cover us for most of the rest of the night. I can use another soul spinach and large soul spinach if we need any more. Let's get into this fight here and see what we have to deal with. Sorry, but we're breaking through. Well said, Akihiko, well said. Continuing into this fight, let's see here. We'll just have Koromaru immediately go for the Mae guy here, see what we get. It might honestly be worth it to have him use the power howling right away. Ooh, Spirit Drain. Yeah, that's nasty. That is some very obnoxious damage there. We've got the Poisonous coming in. I'm not too concerned about these. Honestly, we can just let Ken cure that himself, truth be told. We'll have Akihiko go for this. We'll just feel these guys out until eventually we figure out what might be good to do with them. Remember that I've got basically full coverage with the protagonist here, so I'm not too concerned about what these guys are capable of. Let's see, we'll just have Ken dispoison himself. No reason to use a multi-targeting status cure if you only need to cure one. Intuitive, I know, but still, it's a good thing to keep yourself cognizant of. Alright, let's switch over to Siegfried here, and let's just do some critical fishing. Alright, nothing there. Now we're able to scan these guys. Let's see, we've got one that's ice weak, so Mitsuru would have been nice to bring here. This guy over here is light weak. Okay, that works good for Ken. We can also just have Koromaru do this. Take this guy down to his knees. Well, not quite knees. Let's switch over to the protagonist here, and let's get just unload with Black Frost here. If we're lucky, we might even be able to get our Theurgy charged up from all the damage that we're doing here. Probably not, but you never know. You never know. Or at least I never know, because I don't pay good attention to what I'm doing here. You know what? Let's just go for the all-out attack here. Why not? I don't typically use all-out attacks just because they're not exactly inspired damage, but it should be enough to take those snakes down, and it was. Now, this works out pretty well for Ken here. Let's just heal up the protagonist, because he can knock it down with... Actually, you know what? Let's do something a little unusual. Well, let's let Koromaru probably, dodge. Koromaru is so evasive when Sukukaja is in effect. Let's actually do something we don't typically do with Ken. Let's have him throw out Divine Retribution. Because he's under the 50% mark for his SP, he's gonna charge up his SP very quickly. This isn't gonna do super huge damage, but it's fun to see. We're not gonna do all-out attacks because we can just do so much more with our other attacking options. Gonna pass it back to the protagonist here. Okay, no Scarlet Havoc prepared, but we can just keep firing off Bufudines here. When this thing is down on the ground like this, huge damage coming out from that. And yeah, just keep firing away with that. Eventually we'll get our Theurgy, but I might save it for the next fight. We've kind of got this one in the bag, so it'd be a little overkill to just do more than what I am. Oh, whoops. I should have paid a little bit more attention to what I'm doing there. We'll save our Theurgies for the next battle, though. Let's see, this guy is not immune to Gigantic Fist, so we'll do that. Not terrible damage. Remember that I don't have Auto Ma Tarukaja, and in fact, it's going to be quite a while before we get access to that. Here comes another Kogaon. We may have to use an SP restorative on Ken in the near future, but again, that's not something I'm overly concerned about. Again, I don't really need to use my Theurgy here, so I didn't even have it anyway. So we'll just fire off the Bufudine, and there we go. Nice, clean, 200 damage. Once we get Ice Amp mixed in, it's gonna really take off. Maybe I should have switched to Siegfried. I keep forgetting that, like, I want Siegfried to get some of that experience.
Yes.
Great. Now we'll be able to progress. What do you think, Zeller? Any concerns moving forward? None at all, none at all. I think we've got this in the bag. That confidence of yours sure is reassuring. I'm sure everyone else on the team thinks so too. Keep it up. I'll back you up in any way I can. Hey man, that's the only reason I can be that confident. Sonata-senpai, you seem calmer than before. It's a really welcome change. Heh, you just had to add that last bit. A welcome change, huh? Anyway, let's get going. We still have a long road ahead of us. Indeed, indeed. But I think we're more than ready to handle it. Of course, we also got our rewards to claim over here.
100 people. Or would it be 100 dogs instead?
Yeah, what's the difference? Anyways, get some chewing souls over here, and another chest to pop open. What do we get from this sucker? A rapid bands. How does that compare to Akihiko's current equipment? Again, I really wish they'd tell you what those did. And that's worse. I'd much prefer Apt Pupil on him. Gigantic Fist does have, I think it's a base 8% crit rate, so having Apt Pupil makes that into a pretty solid 16%, about the same as Getsue, honestly.
Powerful enemy spotted. Please be careful.
I plan to, and hey, this guy looks familiar. There's only one enemy, but we can't get careless. I'm pretty sure this one will hit especially hard. When you feel threatened, raise your guard. There's a border floor just past here, like before. We're in the final stretch of this area. We can overcome this. Indeed, indeed. You know what, just to be a little proactive, I actually am going to use some SP restoratives on Ken here. We just got those chewing souls. That puts him a little bit over the 50% marker, but as you can see, he's got his theurgy just about ready anyway. This enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. I'm always ready, Fuka.
All right.
Here it comes. Let's take it down. Indeed, indeed. Okay, we got the Invigorated Gigas, or Gigas. Sorry, getting my Earthbound references mixed in there. This is one moment where we've got this single target here. It's quite helpful that Kotamaru just instantly nerfs his agility. So we also have Tsukukaja in effect. That's working out very nice for us. Let's see, here comes a Heat Wave. Nothing too bad there. A little scary, but I'm not overly concerned about it. Let's see here. I should Matarunda it. We want to take this guy relatively seriously. What's coming up for Ken here? He doesn't have Divine Intervention yet, so we'll definitely want to heal up. And I'm actually going to have the protagonist switch over to something with Matarunda, get the entire party's offense buffed up so that everybody is dealing pretty good damage. Wasn't super critical for the last few fights we were doing. We'll do it with Strength, or not Strength, White Rider here. And now we know what this guy is vulnerable to, or we will in the near future. Okay, so he's not the resistances I would have called for him, but this actually works out pretty well for us once Divine Intervention comes in play. Let's see here. We'll just have Kotamaru go with Getsue because, well, we get that kind of thing right there. Helps out immensely when we get that kind of good luck. And you know what? I'm actually going to have him use Power Howling on the team here. I think we can make this work. There's going to be a little bit of luck involved in getting the most out of it, but I feel confident. Okay, he's getting back up. Alright, Heat Riser is a little unfortunate. Not what I want to see. Fortunately, Ken can Deikaja that off of him. Or we could just have Akihiko do it. You know what? Let me see here. Do we have a Deikaja rock? We don't have a Deikaja rock. Alright, I'm gonna have Akihiko go for the Gigantic Fist here. And that is exactly what I wanted to see. That gets us the crit right there. Do I want to? You know what? Nah, he's gonna still be down. It makes way more sense to have Ken do the Deikaja. Because we're about to see something really cool here. Let's do the Deikaja here. I'm not even gonna need to do Divine Intervention here. We're going to take one of our sutras here. We're going to take our, what is it, the Atrophying Sutra? Yes. We're gonna lower his defense. And now, let's see why I'm a big fan of Scarlet Havoc. So we're on, we just want to make sure we're on Siegfried, get the most out of this, and time for Scarlet Havoc. Let's go. Look at that damage! Oh my god, unreal. That was beautiful. And now Koromaro should have his power howling still in effect for the Getsue for a nice little cherry tap there. That was awesome. I love Scarlet Havoc. Amazing theurgy. So glad to have it. And once we get a slash amp onto Siegfried, gonna be even better. I actually am gonna get rid of Makoga. Too situational for my taste. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep Ken's elect skills all game. Ken has a pretty crowded skill list. We'll take Mamudon over Mudon just for the time being. But again, I don't really care for the instant kill skills in this game, so I might get rid of that later. These gatekeepers are a lot tougher than the typical shadow wandering around. Should we keep going, or is it time we take a break? No, let's move on. I see, you're a man of steel, aren't you, Zeller-san? Oh, but I'm also good to go. Let's see how far we can get. Indeed, Ken, indeed. Alright, so, heading over this way, we're going to want to, of course, grab our treasures here, and I could teleport back and save my game, but where's the fun in that? Let's play risky. It's fun to live dangerously. Get some alluring armor there, which is a costume item. Got a another one-way teleporter over there, and then it's one of those doors again. Since the layout of this floor doesn't change, this door likely won't disappear, so we can explore it any time. We'll leave it up to you, leader. We're exploring it now. Time to go into yet another Monad passage. Let's just top everybody off with one of my own made dioramas. No need to burn through Ken's SP pool. The Tower Tarot is reacting, allowing us to get into the next Monad passage. I sense strong shadows just beyond it. Please be careful. Am I anything but careful, Fuka? Come on, have some faith in me. Oh ye of little faith, oh ye of little faith. Continuing on into the Monad passage, remember that we have not taken an opportunity to save, so if I die here, I could stand to have to redo quite a bit of the game, quite a bit. I forget if you can do retries on the Monad passage bosses. It's not as big a deal for the other guys we've come across. You have to defeat this enemy to move on. Are you ready? I'm ready. Alright, this guy is a Minotaur 7, it looks like. Alrighty. Oh no, Minotaur 2. Could have sworn I saw a V in there. Or is that a 12? I feel like the game's trying to mislead me here. Regardless, that's not too important. We'll just always have Koromaro open up with Getsue. No! I was gonna say, if he gets a crit, that's always a good thing to get. Ooh, Infuriate. That's interesting. That's gonna make things a little unique here. As you can see, this guy's gimmick is that he's gonna enrage us and bounce our own attacks right back at us. Bit unfortunate there. Let's see here. We'll, fortunately, we have the ability to deal with this. It's a good thing Koromaro got the dodge there. Alright, so let's see. He's gonna go for Provoke. That's far more manageable. Of course, Ken is faster than Akihiko here. Okay, let's scan this guy and see what we're dealing with. Can't, what is it? You know what? What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have Akihiko use one of our Aohige specials here, since there's not really a guarantee we're going to be able to get back around to Ken's turn. But yeah, we don't have any weaknesses we can exploit here, so we're just going to have to deal. Also, our physical attacks are off the table until we can get our Theurgies back online. Let's have Koromaro do an Egaona here. It actually would be really helpful to have Ken's Divine Intervention, because that would also protect us against this guy's, what is it? His, blah 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 blah. Man, my brain's just going. Status ailment skills. Sorry, I've been recording for about 3 hours at this point, so things are getting a little away from me. Let's do a Matarukaja here. I don't know why, I just feel like, White Rider is the most efficient way to deal this. And the nice thing is, once our Sukukaja expires, we can also re-extend that with Akihiko. Okay, so we're down there. Let's go for the Aigaon from Koromaro. Just a little bit of damage there. I wanted to get Ma Tarukaja up because I'm coming in with, here comes a Herculean Strike. That's okay, no problem there. We're going to have Ken fire off the Divine Intervention here. That'll give us some barriers to work with. Now he can't hit me with his physical attacks for one turn if he uses a multi-targeting one. If he goes with single-target ones, that could last me for quite a while. And also, more importantly, he can't hit us with ailments. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have Akihiko go for the Electric Onslaught, just straight out. I could go for lowering this guy's defense, but I don't think it'll be super necessary. I'm also not gonna bother setting up Ma Rakukaja on this turn, because anything this guy can do to us, we're able to just bounce right back at him. So it isn't really necessary to get our buffs back in play. Let me see here. I think Black Frost is still just the strongest, so we'll keep going with the Bufudines here. I will want to start upping my buffs again once this his next turn comes back around. Unfortunately, we don't have any Theurgies on deck to exploit his physical or his shock status here, but he should still lose his turn, and indeed he did. It's nice that Akihiko's shock skill actually does affect this guy. We'll have Ken just burn through his SP pool in order to get his skills built back up. We'll go for the Ma Sukukaja here, and because he didn't get a chance to act, I still don't need to set Ma Rakukaja up, so let's just go for more Bufudines. Again, a reliable 200 damage here. If I could... Oh, 167. Close enough, close enough. Let's see. I was just thinking, maybe I want to use the Oracle, but nah. We'll save it for a future battle in this Monad passage. This is not too difficult to fight, just a slow and relaxed one, really. Okay, the ailment is recovered. Here comes the Infuriate. He's gonna bounce this back at himself, which is probably immune to it, or he dodges it. Theoretically, he could be hit by that. Honestly, as long as the physical barrier is up, I don't think I need to bother getting... what is it? Ma Rakukaja set up. Let me see here. Go for another Bufudine. Our Ma Tundurkaja is probably about to expire. Would be nice if Konomaru... Okay, yeah, it's expiring there. Would be nice if Konomaru could get off a Theurgy. Unfortunately, we don't really have many options for building our Theurgies quickly in this battle. Just a very slow and boring one. That's fine. We've won this fight at this point, so let's just keep firing away at this guy. Luckily, we'll be going into the next battle with another Divine Intervention, so we'll be doing pretty good there. Or at least we're so close that Ken should pick it up immediately. Let's see here, off of this shuffle time, I will take, free Ma Sukukaja. These Monad passage bosses do not give gang-busting experience like the regular Tartarus bosses do. Monster with a human body and a bull's head, trapped within a labyrinth, as if it were some mythological creature, one with terrifying strength too. But you were able to beat it, that's incredible. Keep up the good work. There might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there too. If you're worn out from battling, don't push yourself too hard. Take some time to recuperate. We're going to keep going. I understand. I'll continue to provide support, and if it gets dangerous, don't hesitate to retreat. Will do, Fuka, will do. We're fine, we're cruising. That fight looked a little scary with the, the rage coming out, but I think we handled it with a bomb. Hey, a whirlwind bow there. I think we can change Yukari's equipment. No, we can't. I was hoping we could, but unfortunately we're gonna have to wait to see if that gives her, like, wind boost or something. I would actually love that, because Yukari could make good use of that. Alright, now we've got another gimmick boss coming up. You'll have to defeat this enemy to move on. Are you ready? I'm ready. Continuing into our next round of the gauntlet, I can't afford to lose. Now come get me. Indeed, Akihiko, indeed. Good enthusiasm. Let's see, we got some haunted castles here. Oh, geez, Fuka's out of SP. That's very unfortunate, actually. That means we're gonna, unfortunately, have to trial and error our way through this. We can probably presume that the one is immune to dark skills. Oh, dear. Good dodge, Akihiko, good dodge. Okay, I see where this is going. Oof, that sucks. And another one's gonna come right at Konomaru. Yeah, when you get into situations like this, it just can absolutely torpedo your... Let's see, the Spiritual Castle. We want to go against the Haunted Castle here. It might actually be worth my while to just set up Divine Intervention right away. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just to give myself a little bit of stability on the fight here. Make sure we have just a little bit of coverage for a couple turns. Okay. Now I need to get a little creative here about how I want to deal my damage. Let's see. Nice! Good critical. Okay, so we have Iga here. We can use that. These guys seem to have quite a bit of HP. Let's see how much damage they take from all-out attacks. Because every now and again, you will find enemies that do actually take considerable damage from all-out attacks. These are not one of them. Okay, Kodomaru is back in action. Okay, this is a good opportunity for me. Let's see here. You know, it's tempting. It's tempting. I want to see this. I just noticed. Yes. Okay. Yes, that works. Okay. One of the few times we've actually found good use for insta-kill spells. I was picking up what this fight was putting down. I was just like, wait a second. And as it so happens, haha. Wait a second here. I see what you're doing, game. Yeah, that fight would have gone on for hours if I decided to take it on. Okay, not hours, but it would have went on a while if I decided to make it into a damage race. Hey, Nagaraja, I have not picked up this guy yet, so we'll send something on to Dumpsville here. Oh, crap, I actually don't have anything I want to get rid of. But I need to get him for the compendium. Sorry, Quetzalcoatl. I would have liked to let him passively gain experience and, you know, another growth-free fusion option. Black and white castles. Aren't there similar pieces in chess? But black and white would be on opposing sides in chess. Why would they team up? Well, regardless, you're able to checkmate them easily. Let's keep moving. Indeed, indeed. I almost let that become a problem. There might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there, too. If you're worn out from battling, don't push yourself too hard. Take some time to recuperate. No! That's not what I wanted to do! Now we get to walk all the way back. That's not... No, we're doing this honestly. Okay, let's continue on. Thankfully, there is a jump to furthest point option. The game is trying to troll me there. You saw it, I immediately went to the teleporter. I did not save my progress. We're still doing an honest one-shot here. Okay, the game's trying to ruin it, but hey, Memoir 6. Time has come. Tomorrow the Prince of Salvation will be born. I shall leave my pen and document in the sealed cathedral, which will become a land of eternity once the Shadow's effects reach their peak. Fascinating, fascinating. Love these new little expositional documents. Red shorts there. I don't want to think about that. Let's continue on to the next boss and see what kind of gimmick we're faced with once again. I also should probably remember to recover Fuka's SP real quick, so let's use a... instant curry on Fuka. Actually, use an instant curry on just about everybody here. Who knows when we're going to run into somebody who can drain our SP with Spirit Drain again. That has been proven to be something of a problem. Over here, we've got a Champion Knight. Please make sure you're fully prepared for battle. Me and Fuka are just layering on top of each other.
All right.
I'll take you on. Ken's got this. Ken's got this. Okay, what do we got to deal with here? An Intrepid Knight and a Changed Relic. Okay. Let's have Koromaru go for the Maega here. I'll probably have Akihiko throw up Matarunda once his turn comes around. Okay, that was nothing. Here comes Masakunda. Hey, that's rude. Very rude, in fact. Fortunately, we do have the means to, let's see, identified weaknesses. Oh, so it's probably like that previous boss we fought. Let me think here.
And now?
Probably can't expect much from that, but hey. I'm actually going to have Akihiko set up Masuku Kaja. I was going to have him go for the Ma Tarunda there. Let's see. Next, we're going to have the protagonist throw up a Ma Tadar Kaja for the entire party. I'm probably going to have Kodomaru use Power Howling there. We're probably going to see one of our weakness get struck, but that's not a huge deal. Let's scan these guys. This is exactly what we gave Fuka some SP back for. Okay, so nothing special to work with here. Let's have Kodomaru set up the Power Howling. Now, I'm going to use an Atrophying Sutra on them to get the most out of Scarlet Havoc. Would also be nice if I could get Revolution going, but that's another thing that, you know, I can't guarantee that. This is coming through. Luckily, we are pretty well defended there. Here comes an Egaon. That's gonna be a little rough for Ken there, but that's okay. Agidine coming out, and that's just completely wasted on Koromaru. He doesn't care about that at all. Let me see here. Next up is Akihiko's turn. We're just gonna have Ken do the Diorama here, and once he comes back around to his next turn, he should probably be able to get Divine Intervention going. Let's see. Akihiko can use the Atrophying Sutra for us. It's nice when these things can come in handy. Get both of these guys, and then we're gonna switch over to Siegfried to just fire off the Scarlet Havoc. If we're lucky, we'll get a crit. If we're unlucky, well, it's not a big deal. Would love to see it, though. Scarlet Havoc, I think, has let's say it's like a 20% crit rate. If I had apt pupil, it would be very consistent. Oh! I almost feel bad. That was disgusting. Well, let's go for even more abuse of these things. Oh! Siegfried, have mercy! Oh my goodness. I told you, he's not even at his full potential yet. He doesn't have apt pupil, because I still need to dupe the card, and he doesn't have slash amp either. Imagine, it is unreal. He's one level closer to it. Shadow eliminated, good work. That knight we just fought now looked pretty cool, didn't it? Kind of like one from a fairy tale. You know, where a knight gallantly saves a princess from an evil dragon? Well, that's just a bedtime story for little kids. Not like there's a princess I want to save or anything. I really don't, okay? Come on, let's keep moving. Sometimes saying less is saying enough, Ken. Looks like as though you've defeated all the shadows in this area. All you have to do now is open that treasure chest. Let's do it. And indeed, let's go get our chest. Let's get our Arcana expansion, and let's get our next tarot card. Oh, Koromaru's fidgeting a little bit there. These open up in such a cool way. I'll try it myself sometime. I mean, never mind. Let's just empty it and move on. You can open it, Ken. Koromaru is just kind of teleporting back there. They get the Star Tarot and the Book of Sadi. Star Major Arcana card now appear during shuffle time. We will be able to pick one additional card during shuffle time if we get the Star card. Not only does this double the chance that I'll be able to pick more than one card, or I'll get an opportunity to pick more than one card per Tartarus trip, you can in fact stack this with the Justice Arcana in order to pick 3 cards per shuffle time. And the Book of Sadi, of course, gives us another card to draw. Another tarot card. Are these hinting at something? I mean, each one has a certain meaning, right? Maybe I'll look into it later. Looks like a dead end. Do you want to head back right away? For sure, for sure. Let's leave Monad, and let's move on to the next floor. Let's check out the end of the line in Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable. And we've reached the top in Persona 3 FES. There's nothing there. We finally made it. We've made it to the end of Tartarus. Can't believe it. We've come so far. It feels like a lifetime ago that I started this LP, but the end is in sight. Or I suppose the end is right here. Just one more full moon shadow to take down, and we're good to go. Let's grab our old document here, and you know what? I've kind of been neglecting these in Persona 3 FES. Why don't we just take the opportunity to read it here, since, you know, it just seems like a shame to not document everything available in the game. Here in our little, our dictionary is where all our old documents go. I heard it all. The plan is evil, but there's hope. If people could control the shadows inside them, controlling the shadows inside you, eh? Makes me think of something in the future, but that's neither here nor there. Nothing left to do but return to the ground floor. But I still have a lot I want to accomplish before this evening is out. First off, let's just take a look at Ken here. Note that he's at level 50. I would like Ken to get to level 51 before we fully wrap up our business with Tartarus for this particular moon cycle. 51 gets a Mediarama. That's all I really care for him to have for the immediate future. Ken has plenty of other good skills I'd like for him to learn, including one that keeps G-Ball competitive well into the end of the game, but it's just going to be a matter of time before we get there. And if I was really diligent, I could get him there within the relatively near future, but I'd rather just not spend too much time grinding. The game would get really boring if I did that. Now, there's a couple things I'd like to wrap up before we cut back to Portable and reload and then wrap up the video. Coming back to the Velvet Room, I made sure to accept a request before we head out of there. I confirmed your casting of the fusion spell, Thunder Call, a contest of strength between the 2 thunder gods. My hair would stand up so much that it would feel like it was trying to escape my head. Please accept your reward. It's been a long while, a hot minute, since we've been able to advance a fusion spell request. Fortunately, we're going to see them be completed a bit more regularly from this point, because a lot of the stuff that is available for us to do it with is stuff that we've been able to create for a while. Like King and I is Black Frost and King Frost. We've had that for a while, and there's a few more coming up that we can also pretty quickly knock out. I haven't really put too much focus on the fusion request fusion request quest lines, but it is, if you're going for the final bonus boss of the game, it is well worth your while to advance this request line, which makes it good that it's not one that has a strict deadline, but the final reward you get for doing this quest line, amazing. Absolutely get it if you plan on taking the game's bonus boss. I also plan to grab Otenta Mutsuyo before I leave Tartarus for this evening in-game. As you can see, it gets us 3 Wand of Kings, so that's a nice little boon in addition to just, fulfilling all of our Elizabeth requests. That'll be a considerable power boost for Cert. There's one other thing that we want to do before we get out of here, of course, and that is turn in the old document just to see what we get in Persona 3 FES, which is a Soma. Also, we're now high enough level to create Daisojo, and there's no special requirements like in Persona 3 Reload, where he requires the Growth 3 skill learned. We just have to fuse him outright, and that will get us a space badge, as well as continuing the fusion request quest line. But for right now, let's turn in the old document and get our Soma. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. It seems you retrieved the 7th old document from the highest region of Tizia. That means you've finished exploring the 4th block of Tartarus. However, I feel your greatest challenge is yet to come. My master and I have watched your growth with great delight. I hope you will be alright. We'll be perfectly fine, especially with this little bit of good healing you've given us. Somas are still much more useful than beat chains just because of the full SP restore. You never know when that might come in handy. One other thing I'd like to accomplish, and I'll probably get this done in the process of leveling up Ken, is I would like to reach level 55, just so I could fuse a level 55 persona, preferably something with a maxed out social link. Do I have anything? Because there is a particular persona that's level 55 that I would love to be able to create. Let me see here. I don't think I have him here. I should have the fusion chart memorized at this point, but you know me, I'm bad about doing that kind of studying. Hecatime Kairis actually does, I think he still picks up Auto Marakukaja in this version of the game, which would be nice to have. He's not level 55, though. Oh, okay. Kali, that also... No, I don't have a maxed out social link there. Alright, so that's a bit aborted. I will probably fuse Hecaton Kairis at some point, though. But the reason I'd like a level 55 persona with a max social link is just so it gets enough levels that things will ignore me while I'm exploring Tartarus. Not something it seems like I can get tonight, but eventually. Anyway, I'm going to cut the Persona 3 FES recording here so that I can get my incidental business done, get a bunch of money, get Otenta Mitsuyo, get Ken to level 51, and we should be good to go for the rest of the moon cycle in Persona 3 FES. Let's just do a little wrap-up in Portable now. And we've reached the top in Persona 3 Portable as well. Man, I can't believe it. Tartarus is over. Nothing is there. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't even just imagine we're already done with it. As per usual, we get an old document for our efforts. And at this point on the calendar, it's still 10-9 in Portable. Just by pure happenstance, I happened to pick an accident-prone night to go to Tartarus on, so I'm not going to turn in the old document to Theodore just yet. I'm going to probably save it, cut the video here, and I'm going to do a bunch of quest completion here. I've still got to catch up fusion requests in Persona 3 Portable, and I also need to get both of the legendary katanas from Tizia, because I neglected to get the previous one. I just straight up forgot about it. There's no time limit on that, so it's not a big deal, but I need to get that one, as well as the current legendary katana, and since it's an accident-prone night, I may as well just fish for some rare shadow floors to try and farm some opulent coins. If I could get just 5 of those, that would be another 1,000,000 yen into my bank account, which would probably cover me for the next 2 months for any possible expenses I need. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do in Portable. Let's throw it on back to Reload, as we usually do, to finish off the video. And with that, that was a pretty good expedition. Nothing went overly wrong. We weren't able to get any experience for Junpei since he wasn't here, but, you know, we can it's just 1 grand clock to catch him up next time we return to Tartarus. And who knows, we're going to enter the point in the game where we have more free time, so I can definitely make discretionary Tartarus trips just to improve my party, if I so desire at this point. But that's neither here nor there. What do you mean I'm not showing something off in Reload? I can't imagine what I could have forgotten to show off. It's probably not a big deal. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video where we will be returning to our normal routine. Or possibly, depending on how I space these videos, a full moon boss. I haven't really decided yet. We'll see when the future comes. The future is full of possibility, even though you already know what the future is. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave you. As always, hope you enjoyed watching. Just to reiterate, hope to see you next time. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.